Good morning and welcome to peak week. We're officially actually 6 days out because if you watched the previous video I posted, I did announce that I'm going to be competing in the 212 division, and they compete on Friday at the Tampa Pro. So today is Saturday morning, and today will be my final leg pump of the prep, and it'll, like I said, pump. It's not going to be as all-out intense leg workout. You don't want to be sore and have inflammation in your legs leading into the show. So we're going to get a good pump today. I'm going to add a little bit of carbs today, but not much, not my typical high carb day or anything, because I got to make weight. And this is going to be a little different peak week than the last couple of years. Last couple of years doing open bodybuilding, I've been able to start carbing up like 3 days out, and massive carb ups. You know, I was full as a house on stage, and I was eating, 800 to 1,000 grams of carbs those days leading into the show. Obviously now I have to make weight on Thursday, so I probably won't be able to start really carbing up until after I make weight. So this is gonna be tricky. I hope I can still bring my best look that way, but like I said, it's gonna be tricky, and it's gonna be very different from the last couple of years. So I'm still a few pounds over my weight limit right now, but at 5 days out, I think that's okay. In 3-4 days, I should be really close to that weight limit, and then it's just coasting in. So no cardio today, just steps. But since I am adding a little bit of carbs in and gonna get a leg pump, I'm just gonna aim for 15,000 steps. That's taking him on a walk. Some of it can be on a treadmill, just walking around, maybe running to the grocery store, stuff like that. Just movement, no hard cardio. And I've reduced my cardio back anyways. I haven't been doing the stair mill anymore. I've just been doing an incline treadmill, but I increased the time this past week. So it was, instead of 45 on the stairs, I've been doing an hour on the treadmill, and it's taking down the inflammation in my legs, letting my legs recover a bit more, and still burning the calories and getting the fat burning. So anyways, walk number 1 for the day with him. I also did 10 minutes on the treadmill at the house just to kind of wake up while him and Ashley were still in bed. So once they got out of bed, it was time for the walk, and it's more like a sniff for him, a neighborhood sniff, not a neighborhood walk. He has to sniff and pee on everything he sees. But anyways, I'm not gonna drag this conversation out. I will say this though, no matter how the show ends up going, I've busted my ass and I've worked really hard, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what I'm accomplishing coaching myself for the first time since 2017. And the real win right now for me is that this is the healthiest I've ever been, healthiest I've ever felt leading into a show. So I'm excited for that. That's a win for me. You're about to get run over. Broly, come on, buddy. So yeah, health is number 1, especially at this point in my career. Obviously I want to win. The goal is still to win, but the fact that I'm coming in healthier than ever. I got my blood work done at 3 weeks out, and it's never looked that good anywhere near a show before or after. So that's exciting. And yeah, I'm gonna finish this walk, go home, take check-in pictures, see if the look matches the weight drop, and then I gotta go train 1 client. I got a couple clients that have already sent check-ins I gotta get back to, and then I'll show you what I do for the mildly high carb day. Not anything crazy, but I'll still get to enjoy a couple delicious meals and get a good leg pump. I think I'm actually going to split it up. I said wasn't going to drag this out, and I keep talking. Ashley's looking at me like, all right, shut up, wrap it up. I ramble. I'm actually going to split it up into 2 workouts today. So when I go train my client, I think I'm going to get a hamstring pump, hamstring and glutes. And then whenever I come back and have a couple more meals, I'm going to go out to the garage gym and get a quad pump. And I think that way, not only do you hit that, boost that anabolic window like 2 times in the day, the nutrient uptake 2 times in a day, you're burning more calories, you're keeping your body moving more throughout the day. So, all right, I'm really going to shut up now. See you at meal 1. All right, time for meal 1. Check-ins taken, and it is by far the best I've looked this whole prep. So the weight's down. I'm starving. The last few days, pretty much this entire week, my carbs have only been about 50 to 60 a day. Not counting the carbs from vegetables, by the way. So it's a little higher if you really want to be fair, with some cauliflower rice and stuff like that. But most of my vegetables are celery, asparagus, and spinach, which you're not getting much of anything from. I think it takes more calories to digest celery than it does to what's in it. So not much, but the cauliflower rice does add a little bit of carbs probably. I have been measuring the cauliflower rice, but I haven't been counting the carbs from it. But anyways, all right. So meal number 1, we are going a little more carbs, like I said today. So of course I got my loaf. Doesn't look as disgusting and moldy as usual because I didn't put all the vegetables in it, no spinach or anything like that. And it's strawberries instead of blueberries, so it doesn't look moldy, but it's going to be freaking delicious. So also, I started using the white egg whites. I know I've gotten so much crap from all of my followers and people commenting about using the yellow ones for so long. I'll still say, if you're not adding protein powder, the yellow ones work better. They just cook better. But if you're doing half and half, a cup of this and a scoop of protein powder to get your protein, these work just as good. And I will say they are better for you because you look at the ingredients, 100% liquid egg whites. You look at the ingredients on the yellow ones, and there's made with real eggs and then a ton of other ingredients to make them more egg-like, more the texture different and stuff like that. So these are obviously better for you. So this close to the show too, I just wanted to make sure. In the off season, I probably still wouldn't care that much, but this close to the show, I want to make sure that I'm only putting, the cleanest sources in my body. So anyways, what we got here is 120 grams of cream of rice. Obviously not the chocolate, or it probably wouldn't look like this, but I finished off my bag of cookie butter cream of rice. And then I've got 230 grams or 1 cup of egg whites, 25 grams of whey isolate, and a little 150 grams of strawberries. So that's meal number 1. And oh yeah, so much more dense than the ones I get during the week, where all week long I've pretty much, like, that's why I call it a loaf. It just comes out, I cut it into slices and bites, and just it looks like a bread loaf, and throw some syrup on there and it tastes like pancakes. But the loaves I've been eating all week have been either no oats at all, no cream of rice for sure, either no oats at all or only like 20 grams of oats, which is like a quarter of a cup. It's like, why even have it in there? And then I had spinach, and I've started adding a scoop of Fiberlize just to make it more like voluminous and thick and dense. This stuff also, will clean you out. So it's great to help just keep any bloating out and stuff like that. So anyways, the loaves have been very, very light. Still delicious, you know. I can't complain about the flavor of any of my meals right now, but none of them are satisfy me as far as hunger goes. So let's give this a quick taste test, and I'm gonna chill. Actually, I gotta wolf this down. I gotta train my client at 9, and it's almost 8:30. So I gotta get this down so I can go push him through a leg workout, and then get my hamstring workout, then come back and eat some more. Yep. Never misses. I maybe could have added a little more water with the cream of rice. As long as I'm using the frozen berries, I don't usually add much water at all, because the frozen berries, all the liquid that's already in those kind of moistens it enough. But tasting this, maybe I could add a little more water. It's a little bit dry, but I'll just get some extra carbs from sugar-free syrup. Anyways, I'm going to shut up and eat and get ready to go train my client. All right, first workout of the day. All I've had is that one meal, but it was a good meal. And this is going to be a quick little pump, hamstrings and glutes, and then go home, eat a few more meals, and then smash a quad pump. But this close to the show, you don't want to be sore the week of the show, really. So you want, fully recovered, less inflammation in the legs, going to bring out more detail on the legs. So this is going to be the final pump. And so not a ton of volume, not a ton of intensity, really. I'm going to start it, probably just do 2 sets of everything, really. So start here with a single leg. I put this here just to give myself a little more range of motion. So 3, 4, 4. Oh, yeah. Whew. All right, so 2 sets of the single leg curls, 2 sets of lying leg curls, and now we're gonna finish this off with a triple set, 2 sets of it, of course. We're gonna do abduction, adduction, and a hip hinge, which I'm opting for the good mornings on the hack squat. So it's just a little easier on my lower back, and tomorrow's back day. So instead of doing an RDL, stiff leg deadlift, I'm going for the good mornings on that. And I get a better connection with my hamstrings and glutes. I feel like with a stiff leg dead or a RDL, my ego likes to take over and try and go too heavy. And I still get a crazy pump and crazy like contraction and stretch on the glutes and hams, but my back comes into it a lot as well. So the good mornings kind of take that out. So the goal is 12 to 15 reps on all 3. Crazy pump. I like doing it in this order too, because you get the contraction and pump in the glutes and the adductors, and then a deep stretch right afterwards. So, whew. 1, Oh. Right to it. This I can do a lot more weight. Don't look. And then we'll go right to the boom. Right to it. All right, see you. All right, time for meal number 2. I am starving, and this is going to be delicious because I've pretty much been eating this meal every day without the fruit and without real rice. So I'm excited because I like this meal even with cauliflower rice. So now that I get actual rice with it, oh, it's got to be 10 times better, right? Because cauliflower rice is a poor substitute for actual rice. But basically, it's 250 grams of jasmine rice, 200 grams of shrimp, and a little bit of asparagus, a little bit of no sugar added ketchup on there. And then I'm going to have 150 grams of fruit. We got some pineapple, kiwi, and strawberries. So I'll get 150 grams out of that. So let's give this a taste with real rice. Haven't had them forever. Mm-hmm. So much better. So I cooked that shrimp. I seasoned up with this New Orleans Cajun seasoning. So it's like a Cajun shrimp. The no sugar ketchup almost acts like a cocktail sauce on there. It's freaking delicious. So that's meal number 2. I'm gonna get this down, get back to my clients' check-ins, chill for a minute, and probably get maybe 2 more meals in. I'm thinking hit quads after meal 4, and then 2 meals after that. So I'm gonna shut up and eat. See you at meal 3. All right, meal number 3, and this food is going down, and I'm burning through it quickly. This is obviously a much lighter high carb day than my normal high carb day, but the fact that I'm burning through it so fast and feeling good and feeling hungry is a good sign. So I think we're going to put all this, all these carbs right where they need to go, and it's just going to rev up my metabolism, and we're going to drop and make weight pretty easy. So that's the goal, at least. I'll let you know how that goes whenever I wake up tomorrow morning and weigh in. But anyways, another 250 grams of rice. This time we got 170 grams of turkey tenderloin, just 40 grams of diced up bell peppers in there. And then I'm going to do another 150 grams of this fruit. I did 150 grams of it last time, but there's quite a bit in this bowl. So another 150 grams of the fruit there. And then I'm just going to put some little mustard on this. It's not for any like fat burning reason or anything really. I've actually really been enjoying just mustard. The Melinda's hot sauce and like hot truffle and all that stuff's really good too. But I've actually been enjoying, and I do the stone ground just because I saw a podcast where they were talking about how, the mustard that actually has the seeds in it and stuff like that does actually help more with burning fat. I don't know the science behind it, so I'm not going to try and act smart there. I'd have to rewatch the podcast and learn more about that. But there was something about having the seeds in the mustard that actually helps with the breakdown and the burning of fat. So anyways, that's the plan. Got the rice, the turkey, the fruit, and the mustard. So, and I love this turkey tenderloin. It's so good. So, it's so tender and moist. You really don't even need any sauce, but the mustard's a nice little flavor. So I'm going to get this down. One more meal. Then we get a quad pump and 2 more meals after that. At least one of them will be fun. All right, meal number 4, pre-workout meal. So this part's pretty much the same. We've got 250 grams of rice, 170 grams of the turkey tenderloin. So pretty much similar to the last meal. But then we got some extra carbs for pre-workout to really drive them in the muscle, get a good pump and everything like that. So we're doing a banana instead of the 150 grams of the strawberries and pineapple and stuff. And then we've got 6 of these thin rice cakes, and every 2 is only 12 carbs. So 12, 24, 36 carbs there. And then 20 grams of honey. And just so the other 2 weren't plain, I put some Skinny Girl sugar-free preserves on there. So not much. There's like 2 carbs in 17 grams, and I didn't even use 17 grams. So pretty much nothing there. So that is my pre-workout meal. Those are going to be a delicious little treat. And that's the meal for pre-workout. I'm going to put a little extra salt on this just so I have a little more salt. But I also always put one of these element packets for electrolytes in my aminos during my workout to keep extra hydrated, especially training out in the garage, which is what I'm about to do, because it is brutally hot right here in Florida, and that garage is pretty much training in a sauna. So anyways, I'm going to get this meal down, let it digest for about probably 45 minutes, and then mix my pre-workout drink and get ready to destroy. No, I'm not going to say destroy. It's going to be a good pump. It's nothing crazy, but I'll show you the workout as well. So I'm going to shut up and eat. All right, post-workout meal. That was a crazy pump. I probably did a little more than I actually needed to be honest with you. Started off with a superset of leg extensions, 20 reps with leg press for 12 reps. And I only did two of those. Got a really good pump, and I did it in this order because I didn't want to be able to go as heavy on the hack squat. I wanted to go a little lighter and just go slow, controlled reps, be a little smarter about it. So after 2 supersets there, I went to the hack squat and I just did 2 sets there. 15 reps, slow, controlled, not quite to failure, but it was close. Probably a couple reps in reserve. Freaking brutal pump though. And then we moved from there to the pendulum squat, 2 sets there as well. And I did 15 on the first set and then like barely got 12 on the second set. My legs were pretty toasted at that point, and I probably should have just stopped there. That was a crazy pump. My legs were pretty much done, but instead, sometimes I get this extra food in me and I don't know when to stop. But I did still stop. Did less than I normally would. But I went to the 45-degree leg press, and I just did 2 sets of 20 to finish it off, just to get a crazy pump. Not much weight, 4 plates on each side, and just really get a crazy pump there to finish it off. So it wasn't crazy, but still probably more than I needed to do. But the pump was nuts. I feel good. Like I said, I'm trying to get like 15,000 steps in, so I did like 15 minutes on the treadmill, just light, 2.5 speed. After that, and then when it cools off a little bit, the sun starts going down, we'll take Broly for another walk, and that'll be another 3,000 steps or so. So I should be close by then to the steps I need to get in. If not, then I'll do a little bit on the bike or something to finish it off. I'm not going back out there. It's too freaking hot. Anyways, post-workout meal. Also, I did have 25 grams of carbs in my intra workout with my aminos, glutamine, and creatine. So add that 25 grams of carbs in there. Now we've got 120 grams of the chocolate cake cream of rice with 100 grams of banana and 50 grams of whey isolate. So that's the post-workout meal. I'm going to chill, eat this, then we'll take Broly for a walk, and that'll help digest this a little bit. We got one final meal. All right, final meal of the night. Got a couple burgers, and they are going to be delicious. They are homemade burgers, all right? No junk, no cheat meal or anything, and no dessert with it, unfortunately. But they're still going to be freaking delicious. And no cheese. I love freaking cheese. But at this point, I'm not adding any cheese, any kind of dairy to anything, of course. So, and we've got, it's 90-10 bison, okay? So went with bison over beef, and it's about 4 ounces on each, 2 slices of sourdough on each, so 4 slices total. That's about 100 grams of carbs. And then I've just got some no sugar added ketchup and some mustard. So nothing crazy special about it. They're smash patties though. I made them I put this steak seasoning on them that's freaking delicious. If you haven't used this, Kinder's Prime Steak, this stuff on steak or on burgers, it's phenomenal. So let's give it a try. Yeah, that smacks good. But I can already tell I'm still going to be hungry after this, but that's a good sign. I think I'm going to wake up tomorrow either around the same weight, or I might have even burnt through everything. So that's a good sign. Metabolism's on fire. We'll see what I wake up like in the morning. And peak week, we got to bring it. So whatever I wake up like tomorrow, if I gained a pound or two, it's grind time to push even harder. If my weight drops, we're in an amazing spot. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. Got a good workout in today, and 2 workouts in today. Got some good food in today. And all I got to do is suffer through a few more days, and then it's showtime. So I'm pumped. I hope you guys are pumped, and I appreciate you all following along. And time to bring it.